Hi, I'm Christian, and in this presentation, I'm going to talk about the results from the questionnaire that we did in 2019 with the Opata Nation group on Facebook. I'll also talk about some of the activities that are in progress now, and I will mention at the end a plan that we have proposed that's based on the responses to the questionnaire in order to keep helping the members of the group in their efforts to revitalize the Opata languages. The questionnaire was done with members of the Facebook group Opata Nation Nación Opata. When it was done, there was 263 members, and now there are more members. This group started in 2014, and it was before that a similar group existed on Yahoo Groups. The posts or the members are bilingual. They speak Spanish or English, and sometimes also use some of phrases and words from Opata languages. Our questionnaire was created with the goal of understanding the group a little better as scholars who are not Opata who want to help with these efforts. So we wanted to first know what are the general goals of the group that we can help with. We also wanted to understand the language revitalization goals of the group and how these are related to the general goals. And lastly, we wanted to understand the responsibilities and roles of non-Opata scholars throughout this process. The questionnaire had 20 questions, some of which were open-ended questions where people could write as much as they wanted, and some of them were demographic questions as well. We analyzed 52 answers, or participants' sets of answers, 17 of which were in Spanish. 10 of the participants mentioned that they were from Mexico, or they lived in Mexico. 24 mentioned they lived in the US, and there were others from other countries as well. One of the questions asked what is your current zip code, and the answers to that question are represented with the black points on the map. Another question asked where in the Opatería is your family from, and those are represented with the blue points on the map, and this provides us with a picture or a glimpse into the transnational nature of the group that meets here virtually on Facebook. After analyzing the participants' answers to the questionnaire, we found recurring themes that we coded, and also from there we identified themes or thematic trends with relation to the goals, the general goals of the group. One of these general goals was cultural revitalization, which in this case is to recover cultural knowledge and practices, including language, while strengthening and making visible the presence of Opata culture that perseveres in the Opatería. Another goal was community and unity, to strengthen existing ties and form new connections, whether virtually or in person, with fellow Opatans and relatives, by sharing with and learning from fellow members of the group. Another goal was to change the narrative of extinction in other words, to gain recognition and acknowledgement that the Opata community and culture not only perseveres, but that the descendants are actively engaged in trying to recover knowledge, understanding, and traditions of their ancestors. So general goals. One of the quotes or passages from the participants' answers to the questionnaire that illustrate some of these themes is, I feel the goal is to bring back our culture, identity, and have the community recognition we were robbed of through colonization. Another goal was had to do with language recovery, with the language recovery process and resources. And participants mentioned the creation of new resources such as dictionaries, grammars, pedagogical materials or teaching materials such as stories, illustrations, videos, workbooks, audio files, and also a pedagogical plan that includes classes and workshops. So in terms of what the group expected from non-Opata scholars who were wanting to participate and help, some of the themes that emerged in their responses towards to questions related to this issue had to do with mindful uses of information. So information from and about the group, particularly personal information, should be treated with care, respect, and it should also align with the group's goals. So what the general theme was to respect the group's autonomy when it comes to information from and about the group. Another theme that corresponds to this particular topic was that these researchers should work alongside community. So work with the group in supporting existing efforts through the creation of group or collaborative activities that take in mind the group's collective knowledge. And also another expectation was to leverage academic capital. So apply any experience, knowledge, and access to resources, academic circles, and the broader community to help group expand resources, broaden networks, and achieve their goals. We also carried out 3 in-person, in-depth interviews with people from Sonora and Arizona. And these interviews, the topics that came up during these interviews aligned with the answers to the questionnaire, the themes we identified in the questionnaire, and also provided further insights. So some of the topics that came up frequently throughout these interviews were that there is an abundance of community-generated knowledge collected by individuals and or passed down across generations, and this is knowledge about Opata language and also Opata culture traditions. There are many practices as well as cultural and language features that remain today. The existence and presence of Opata should be recognized. Communities should be unified, and there have been and continue to be obstacles faced by the Opata community, including racism and oppression. Another one was that there has been an erasure of Opatas, and that researchers should support Opata's ongoing efforts and goals. There was also the topic of land that came to mind, or that came up in the interviews, and a desire to connect to the traditional land. So far, what we've done is, in coordination with the council, we've created a document that outlines the appropriate conduct and decision-making processes of non-Opata scholars and researchers who participate in these activities. The group's goals and efforts have been shared in presentations with audiences at the University of Sonora and University of Arizona. We've created new ties with scholars that are professors or historians from various universities, and these people have agreed to help the efforts of revitalization in their capacity. Some of the examples include creation of dictionaries, virtual library, and locating and obtaining relevant documents from archives. These efforts have been shared with, or the efforts of the group or goals of the group have been shared with local government in Tucson, where we were invited to offer presentations and workshops on this topic within the offices of Councilwoman Lane Santa Cruz. Edgar has initiated a project creating a virtual dictionary that uses the free program Living Tongues, and we hope that more members will join in the dictionary project, so it will be a group effort. What we are planning is to continue helping to obtain resources, information, and productive connections with academic communities, as well as make all of these resources easily available to members of the group. We will continue to promote the efforts of this group in order to grow public and academic support and help them further their work and their own goals. We will begin a series of videos this summer that cover linguistic themes and related topics, using data and examples from the Opata languages, as well as other related Uto-Aztecan languages. These videos can be used as resources by the members of the group and their own investigations and work into the language and culture. The videos will be shared on Facebook, where members can post questions and comments and start discussions. And the videos and comments will then be archived online for future reference by members, current and future members. We will create a schedule through which me, Michael, and other participating researchers will be available to answer questions, discuss the themes from the video, or expand on them, and or talk and help members with the work of the group members related to the languages and the revitalization efforts of the group. And that is it. Thank you very much.